Alright, it's time again for the ultimate 18-wheeler showdown and the Driving Academy March Truck Madness. The first rounds are in the books, which means the winners advance and the losers actually have to get towed away back to their shop. Are you ready to rev those engines? Because the Driving Academy Truck March Madness actually cruises to the second round. Just like in the first round of the real NCAA March Madness, you know, when you're talking about basketball.
Vince is going nuts! LeBron James!
There was really no surprises. Same thing when it came to the actual Truck Madness piece itself. On one bracket, we actually had the Tesla Semi going after the Freightliner Cascadia. And who wound up winning was, drumroll please, the Freightliner Cascadia actually wound up winning with an astonishing 82% of the votes going to Freightliner. So that means that all those fanboys from Elon Musk really didn't show up to kind of support him on the Tesla Semi. 82% of truckers definitely voted for the actual Freightliner itself. Now on the other bracket, we actually had the Peterbilt 579 going against the International LT. Now this was actually a very big landslide. This was the biggest that we've had in the first round. And who wound up winning was, of course, the Peterbilt. Now the Peterbilt actually won with 86% of the votes going to the Peterbilt, which is the biggest landslide that we've seen in the entirety of the first bracket. But that's what's actually going to make the next bracket extra juicy to see, hey, what's actually happening here. Now when you actually think about what made the International lose versus the Peterbilt, and you put any type of trucker into a room and you give them a choice. Would you rather drive a Peterbilt or would you rather drive an International? 9 times out of 10, or in this case, 86% of the time, a trucker is going to pick a Peterbilt. Now when you actually think about it, International is a great workhorse type of truck, but a Peterbilt has all the style, all the flash, all the flair, and it has that name. And that's exactly why Peterbilt won. So to kick off round 2, we actually have 2 heavyweights of the highway facing off. They got both big followings underneath them, and we're going to see who's going to be the winner. In one corner, we got the Freightliner Cascadia over there, and in the other corner, weighing in at exactly, I have no idea because these trucks are super heavy, but they can carry up to 80,000 pounds. We got the Peterbilt 579. Let's see exactly who's going to be winning. And the cool thing is you are the ones who actually get to vote for them, just like you did in round number 1. You guys get to do that, and we're going to show you everything that you need. But the question is going to be, will the Freightliner actually be the one that wins because it has fuel efficiency, a bunch of technology, and a great price tag? Or the Peterbilt 579, on the other hand, might be winning because it's super durable, it has a premium luxury to it, and it's unbeatable resale value. One thing Peterbilt does have for it is that it keeps its value for the long haul. Now let's find out which 18-wheeler moves on to the championship round. That's right, these are the semifinals, and it's just going to get hotter from here. Alright, so just like in round number 1, we're actually going to compare it with a few different options. The first one that we're going to be comparing is going to be price. Now the Peterbilt 579 typically starts at around $177,000 for the sleeper model, of course, and $162,000 for the day cab. And of course, those are base prices, right? It can change a lot depending on how you configure the engine and how you configure the actual interior and all that. Now the Freightliner Cascadia actually cost $183,000 for the sleeper and $156,000 for the day cab. But just like the Peterbilt itself, the cost can actually change depending on how you configure them. So if you're just taking it on price alone, the Peterbilt looks like it's winning so far. But again, you guys get to vote at the end of the video. Alright, so we talked about price, now let's talk about durability. How long will these things last? The Peterbilt 579 is known for its robust build quality. This truck excels in long haul operations with minimal downtime. Many owners praise its longevity and its ability to retain its value due to its durability. Now the Freightliner Cascadia is actually a true diesel workhorse, and it can easily surpass 1 million miles. That's right, I said 1 million miles with proper maintenance. Often compared to Hondas or Toyotas when it comes to cars, the Freightliners are renowned for reliability and durability. Additionally, they got parts all over the place. It's so easy to find parts for these things, and which actually makes it quicker to repair. Because as a truck driver, you're only making money if those tires are moving. And if you find a lot of places that have Freightliner parts, you can actually get a part fixed much quicker versus if something's on back order from a different type of brand. Alright, so now when it comes to moving on to performance and fuel efficiency, the Peterbilt actually offers 6 different engine options, including the powerful Cummins X15 and the Packer MX13. or of course you got the MX-11 too, delivering both efficiency and power. Now I know that sounds all crazy for most of you guys out there. Let's just keep it simple. What's the fuel efficiency on each one of those trucks? Alright, so now let's talk about performance and fuel efficiency. When it comes to the actual sexy Peterbilt that everyone loves, let's see exactly how it stacks up. Now when it comes to the Peterbilt, surprisingly the fuel efficiency here is actually 9.5 miles per gallon, which is extremely good for an actual tractor trailer itself. Now for my gearheads out there, let's talk about horsepower and torque. Horsepower goes up to 605 horsepower, and then the torque is actually up to 2,050 pounds. So now when you compare that to apples to something like the Freightliner Cascadia, you're talking about a miles per gallon of about 8 miles per gallon, which is still higher than the average, right? And it actually has a pretty big fuel tank, which means if you actually are driving this thing on a full tank of fuel, you can actually drive up to 1,200 to 1,500 miles per fill up, which is a good amount of fuel to have, right? Now it drinks a little bit more fuel than its counterpart in this actual competition, which is going to be the Peterbilt. But let's see how it stacks up on the horsepower and on the torque itself, because with this truck, your horsepower is going to be 370 to 525, depending on what type of engine configuration you do. And then the actual torque is going to be up to 1,850 pounds. So when you actually just take those numbers by itself, Peterbilt actually wins this competition if that's what's important to you. But again, I'm not picking the winner. Who is? That's right, you are. Let's move on to the next stage, which is going to be safety. That's super important for you and for everybody else on the road, whether you're driving a truck or not. All right, so when it comes to safety, the Peterbilt Model 579 actually features very robust safety features, such as the Bendix Wingman Fusion system, which sounds like something coming from Tony Stark, but in simple terms, it's just a cool technology that's going to reduce the amount of accidents that you have. Things like collision mitigation, lane departure warnings, and adaptive cruise control. So you get some comfort and safety all in one with this new system that they got in there. It also got these pretty cool LED headlamps, industry leading. But what makes them so special is that they're actually built in with heaters, right? From clear visibility is super important, especially when it comes to safety. So when you're driving down, imagine snow and all of a sudden this ice starts capping up on your actual headlights. What are you going to do? Your visibility drops. So these things itself on the Peterbilt will actually heat up to the point where it will melt the ice away. Now the Freightliner is no stranger to safety at all. It has a whole bunch of safety features as well, including things just like the Peterbilt, which is going to be like collision mitigation, active brake assist, side guard assist, adaptive cruise control, and of course lane departure warning. It has something unique about this one. It actually has a proprietary mirror cam system, which means that you're actually going to see the mirrors, but there are actually cameras built in as well to give you more visibility. It also has a front guard alert to make sure you ain't running over little Johnny or little Susie as they're walking in front of you, because you want to make sure you're seeing everything, and you can't if you're inside of this big truck. And it actually has cool LED headlights. It doesn't have that whole heating function like we talked about when it comes to the Peterbilt, but it actually increases the visibility, because when it comes to safety, if you can't see it, you can't do anything about it. So that makes it much better. So overall, I would say that the Freightliner is almost beating the actual Peterbilt in this competition itself. It has a few extra features for safety, and it has some proprietary technology that you will only find in the Freightliner. All right, so now that we got the safety out of the way, let's talk about customization, pimp my ride kind of stuff, right? Versatility. What can we do with these two trucks? The Peterbilt is actually highly customizable. You can change things like sleeper configurations. You can put 1 bed, 2 bed, maybe 3 if you're lucky. Ranges from 44 feet to 80, which is a huge difference when you think about it. It's like almost double. And of course you can pimp out the entire interior and exterior to different colors, to different leathers and things like that to make it just like you want it. Now on the Freightliner Cascadia side, it's super versatile as well. It comes with many different cab sizes, different engine types, and axle configurations. It even actually has an all-electric version. Both of these models provide plenty of customization options, which kind of makes these guys a tie. All right, so now let's talk about the tech and the technology. What's the difference here? Peterbilt comes with a smart nav, has a touchscreen interface, navigation, and Bluetooth connectivity, and all your gauges that you have on your dash will actually provide a real-time diagnostic and performance insights. Now on the Freightliner Cascadia side, it includes a modern digital dashboard, prioritizing functionality without any unnecessary complexity. But when you compare apples to apples, the Peterbilt actually has more built-in tech features, so they actually win this category. And for the last thing that we're going to compare on our list is going to be design and comfort. The Peterbilt merges classic Peterbilt styling with aerodynamic enhancements. The cab is designed for maximum comfort, and it features premium materials like super soft leather, sound insulation so you can sleep like a baby, and a whole bunch of other features as well, which actually helps a lot with driver fatigue. Now on the Freightliner Cascadia side, you look at a Freightliner and you're like, okay, that's a truck, because it has that traditional truck design. But the comfort can be enhanced with trim options and add-ons, which means it's going to cost a little bit more money out of your pocket. And actually many drivers praise that it's a super smooth ride. While both trucks focus on comfort, the base package of the Peterbilt actually offers more. Alright, so now let's do final thoughts. We talked about both of these great trucks with great followings behind them. Peterbilt and the Freightliner itself. Now, easiest thing to do for you is go through each one of those categories that we talked about. Which one is more important to you and which one won that category? And then just tally all your points and let us know what you decide to vote for. Go to cdldrivingacademy.com/blog. You'll see the voting there, or just click on the link on this video or on anywhere of our socials and you'll be able to vote. Remember, voting is going to end at the end of this week, so it's super important that you actually do vote because we want to crown the winner. These are the semifinals, baby. And if you haven't seen the other videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can actually stay up to date to see who ultimately is going to go to the final and be crowned the king of trucking madness, driving academy style. Thank you very much. And if, again, you want to get a CDL license, you already know where to go. Come to the best CDL school in the country here at Driving Academy. Check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com, and you can go to the blog to vote or just fill out the form there. And if you want to get your CDL license, one of our team members anywhere in the country will be able to help you out and find the location near you. Thanks, and I'll see you soon. Hey, I hope you like this truck madness as much as I do. Now, to catch up on all the episodes, make sure you click on this link right over here, which takes you to the playlist. And if you haven't voted already, please, I'm begging you to vote. We need you to make the decision to know who's going to be the winner. Click on the link below or check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com/blog. And of course, subscribe and hit that bell notification button so every time we come out with that new episode, you will be notified. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.